All right, it is time for Ask the Derm. Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Billy Groff from Cosmetic Laser Dermatology is here to answer some skin questions. Let's go ahead and get to the first question. It's from Phyllis in Carlsbad, who is worried about those age spots on her hands and arms. Not so much the face, but the hands and arms, which can be giveaways for sure for a lot of folks of how old they are.
Right, it sounds like Phyllis, like a lot of patients, what they do is they take really good care of their face with sunblock, sun protection. Maybe they've had some procedures to remove sun damage, but oftentimes we neglect the hands and arms. So you can see in the photo she's got quite a bit of sun damage with brown spots and so forth. So what I would do in this case is use a combination of what's called intense pulse light, which is similar to a laser, and run that over her entire hand and arm. And then I would spot treat with what's called a Q-switched Alexandrite laser, and that's what I did in this patient here. And you can see a pretty dramatic improvement, probably in the range of 70 to even 100% in one treatment, depending on how severe the patient is to begin with.
And how much does that usually cost?
Something like that would be probably about $500 to $750.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, next question comes from Sean in Del Mar. Sean wants to know about those leg vein treatments his wife has been getting. He wants to know if he could get the same sort of treatment. Do men get these treated as well? Let's go ahead and show a picture of what we're talking about right here. Yeah, I know a lot of ladies that get this done.
Yeah, it seems to be women do get more dilated and enlarged leg veins than men, but obviously, you know, men certainly get it too. And they're game for the same treatment just like women. I mean, we don't discriminate. Of course, we can treat men as well. So we use the same techniques. You know, in his case, I would probably inject some medication in there, which would shrink the vein down, and he would get a lot of relief. A lot of times patients with large veins like this have a lot of discomfort and pain, so it not only helps cosmetically, but helps with the discomfort associated with leg veins as well.
But you have to get it done, keep getting it done, right?
Well, that was only one treatment there, so with one treatment you can have a huge improvement anywhere, again, I'd say from 50 to 90% improvement with one treatment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, next question comes from Pamela in PB, whose son unfortunately was attacked by a dog. She wants to know what they can do about the scarring. Let's go ahead and see what we're working with right here.
Yeah. Well, dog bites can be very serious. In fact, you know, here's a story for you. My daughter, Piper, who's 7 right now, she injured herself yesterday in the playground, you know, running around. She hurt her ankle, so we took her to Rady's ER, and there was 2 kids in there that had dog bite injuries. Yeah, so they're very common. They say the statistics show that half the kids under the age of 12 will be bitten by a dog. So, but there are things we can do to help these kids, particularly if they get bit in the head and neck area. It can leave disfiguring scars. So usually, again, we'll use a combination of lasers, but maybe more importantly is how do we prevent these things from happening? In kids, it's oftentimes their own pet dog or a neighbor's dog that will, you know, bite the child. So we have to teach our kids, first of all, they shouldn't be around dogs unless there's adult supervision, because dogs are much more likely to bite if there's no adult supervision available. So that's probably number 1. And number 2 is, you know, kids shouldn't approach dogs that are eating, certainly. That's a big no. If they're sleeping or if they're in their crate, they want to be left alone. So we have to, but adult supervision is really the key.
Really important.
Yeah.
All right, lastly, let's get to Sue in San Diego. She wants to know, she has a bunch of small, raised, dark brown growths on her face and neck that seem to be increasing in size. She wants to know what she can do to get rid of those.
Let's take a look. Yes, so these little spots are very common, and particularly in patients with darker skin. You can see they're slightly raised, and I mean, luckily they're not harmful, but cosmetically patients don't like them. If you think of like someone famous who has these, think of Morgan Freeman, for example. These spots are called dermatosis papulosa nigra, which just basically means in big medical terms, dark brown spots that are raised on the skin. So again, they're fairly easily treated. This is a patient that I did one treatment on, and you can see quite a bit of clearance for these raised growths. I used an instrument called a bifurcator, and I also used a laser called the Fraxel Dual. So it's the combination of those two.
Very good. To get in touch with Dr. Groff, we'll put the information up. We've also linked it to our website, fox5sandiego.com. Happy Veterans Day to you.
You too.
Thank you for
so
your
much.
service.
You're
All right,
welcome.
Raul, back over to you.
All right, guys, thank you. Still ahead on Fox 5. It is Wine Wednesday. Toolbox Brewery is here with a preview of Beer Week in Heather Lake.
Hey, good morning. We are live in Liberty Station saying thank you to our veterans and also talking about how you can give to the San Diego Food Bank this time of year. That's all coming up on Fox 5.
You're watching the Fox 5 Morning News.
Somebody else's life. like another tribe. 25, or was it 26?
After billions of years.